Hello students! If you score over 300 on the AccuPlacer, you will be asked to write an essay. So let's talk a bit about how to improve our writing. I'm not going to talk about essay organization, introduction, body, and conclusion. That's not the focus of the AccuPlacer. Graders are evaluating the quality of your sentences and paragraphs. I know you're trying to write with good grammar, so let's talk about some other things. First of all, make your writing interesting. In the United States, we enjoy freedom of speech, so we can even choose shocking examples. Using names and specific nouns will also make your writing more interesting. In my example, I start with a shocking example. A singer bared her breast at a football game. Then I added names. Janet Jackson bared her breast at Super Bowl 38. Let's do an exercise. Change this boring sentence, "The leader of my country did something bad," to something shocking. Pause the video and write a sentence. Okay, you can look at my answer on the next slide. Even if you're not describing something shocking, specific nouns will heighten interest. Let's do an exercise. Change these vague sentences to specific ones. Pause the video and write your sentences. Okay, you can check out my answers on the next slide. Specific sentences are more interesting. However, we usually start paragraphs with general sentences, which we call topic sentences. Look at the grammar of general and specific sentences. We use plural count nouns with no the and the simple present very often in general sentences. We often use names and the simple past in specific sentences. Look at the next slide for an example. The general sentence has plural count nouns and the present tense. The specific sentence has names, specific nouns, and the simple past. It's nice to use a mix of general sentences and specific sentences. This slide shows how you can do that. Pause the video and read it. Okay, let's practice writing topic sentences using some and other. Look at the example. How do movies and television influence people's behavior? Please notice the plural count nouns, no the, and the simple present. Here's my answer. Some people like to watch movies. Other people prefer live theater. Okay, why don't you answer the two questions below using the pronouns some and other and general grammar. You can post your answers on the discussion board we set up for this purpose. Another way to make your writing more interesting is to use an assortment of words. Rather than repeat words, use synonyms and pronouns. Okay, write a paragraph starting with this topic sentence. College students have many expenses but little income. Begin your paragraph with a noun. Give supporting facts using pronouns and synonyms. End with a concluding sentence containing the original noun. Pause the video and write your paragraph. Okay, good work. You can post your writing on the discussion board. You can also take a look at my answer. Next, let's talk about using indirect discourse. Often in writing, we relate a conversation to support a point. Don't use direct discourse to do this in an essay. It's poor style. Use indirect discourse. Use verbs like ask, tell, say, suggest, refuse, and change first and second person pronouns. Remember to use the future and the past if the main verb is past and the subordinate verb is future. Pause the video and study the example. Okay, let's do an exercise. Read the dialogue, then summarize using indirect discourse. Be brief but descriptive. Pause the video and summarize. Okay, you can take a look at two possible answers on the next slide. Notice we don't have any first or second person pronouns. The first sentence uses the future in the past. Dan said he wouldn't lend Anne his car because the last time he did, her boyfriend wrecked it. But we don't need this in the second sentence. Dan refused to lend Anne his car because the last time he did, her boyfriend wrecked it. The last point I want to make is about conditionals. Writing prompts can take the form of conditionals. For example, a writing prompt might be, "What would you do if you won $1 million?" That's a conditional question and requires a conditional answer. If your essay prompt is a conditional, your essay should also use unreal conditionals for the imaginary parts. Take a look at the example on the slide. Pause the video and read it. We can make this paragraph even better by adding a sentence or two describing the actual past. Notice the different grammar. Okay, let's do one last writing exercise. Write a paragraph in response to one of the questions on the slide. Pause the video and read the questions. Remember to use as necessary, general or specific grammar, specific nouns and names for interest, shocking examples, and unreal conditionals. Post your paragraph on the appropriate discussion board. Read paragraphs that others have written and provide feedback. Thanks for listening. I'll see you on the discussion board.